Hey, this video is a tutorial if you'd like to use the payment calculator that's embedded in your pre-approval recap. I am finding more and more clients are using that, and I'm not hearing back from them when I'm doing a random check-in on the search or perhaps sending a text. And then lo and behold, a few days later or a couple of months later, we get a contract. So this is for those that maybe want to learn how they can use it, or who have been using it and might be wondering why, when they reach out to me, numbers may be different. Now, you're going to notice that in the pre-approval recap where it talks about payment calculator, and what it takes you to is this screen. And in this screen, you can get to the calculator two ways. One is calculate my payment, which I just clicked on. Or you can just scroll down and you're going to open up the calculator. I will say one of the reasons that there's some differences, especially if I'm giving numbers and we have the exact same rate, is the monthly PMI. So PMI is nuanced, just like interest rates are nuanced, which I'll get back to momentarily. PMI is nuanced because based on the property type, based on your credit score, that can affect the cost of PMI. So in this example, what I'm going to do, and I'm comparing it to someone's actual payments. So let's say we've got a purchase price of 500,000 and the down payment is 10%. Some of the things that you can adjust right here are property taxes. So I'm going to make the property taxes in this instance $450 per month. For house insurance, I'm going to use $200 a month for this particular person's insurance. And also, when it comes to insurance, I don't sell insurance, but I will every few months look at the various states that I'm licensed in and take pricing buckets based on a certain price range. For instance, from say 250 to say 500. And I'll also look at various points on type of property, whether it be a multifamily or a condominium. And I'll do that up to about a $2 million price point. I don't tend to finance, although I won't say no to it. I don't tend to finance properties that are more than that. So that will help with giving some numbers. Now, in this person's calculation, based on the cost of their PMI, I will say that my calculator, which is coming right from Rate's website, is almost, yeah, it's about $200 more per month. So in these situations, if you're going to have PMI, double check with me because I can give you what that range is going to be as far as the difference in the PMI. When you're doing more than 20% down, then the numbers will be spot on, and it won't matter if you're using a calculator like this or another loan calculator. What I've done for folks that want to do everything on their own as far as figuring out their numbers is helping out, like, hey, how do you figure out PMI the old school way? And that way you can really nail it down. The other thing I said that I would get back to is interest rates. So if you remember from the loan consultation, I had mentioned, and it's at the top right of your pre-approval letter, that rate is not locked. Rates change daily. So there is a link that's embedded as well in that pre-approval recap for one of my favorite sites on being able to get a sense of interest rates. Now, if you're noticing a big disparity, that could have been because of your credit score, or it could be because rates have jumped up or rates have jumped down. And we simply haven't gotten to yet to let you know, like, hey, just make an adjustment on what you're using as far as your rate ranges. I always think it's best to plan for a little bit of a buffer as far as your numbers. And for anyone that is stretching their numbers, just be careful. And what I mean by that is house insurance, property taxes. These are things over time that can increase. So just be cautious, do your math yourself, look at what you're spending money on a monthly basis, and see if this is something that is really going to work within your needs, within what your spending habits are. You don't want to find that you're hating the house because you went too high. Now, if there's other factors, those are the times where, yeah, people can stretch their budgets because perhaps they might be commission based, or there's someone else that we're not putting on a loan, or you know that you're going to be getting either a different job or pay increase. So that's how you use the calculator, how you can DIY it yourself. As always, you can always reach out in that pre-approval recap. It gives a sense of my availability during the week up until close to 7. If it's an offer, you absolutely can text me. And usually on the weekends, I'm the on-call person on the weekends if it's a new client or if somebody's putting in an offer up until about 5 o'clock. Enjoy the search. I know for some people, it can take multiple properties that you got to make offers on. For others, you're landing the first one. It's so corny, but things happen for a reason. So keep at it as you're out and about searching and reach out if there's questions. Thanks for watching. Hope this is helpful.